Howdy folks, and welcome back. I'm excited because it's been a while since we've done one of these videos. It's a Scrawlrbox, and they've changed their packaging somewhat, you may have noticed. So this actually isn't the first box that they changed their packaging, but I've decided to just do the most recent box because I'm fed up of being behind with these. So this is the March Scrawlrbox. And what have we got in here? Oh, I like this. Okay, let's have a look at the artist print for this month. This is a really funky, cartoony style. I like this. And oh, this bottle is totally me. I like him. So this is by Hatch from London. So fellow UK buddy. And if you want to follow their socials, they are there. But yeah, I really like this. Okay, time to... It's a little escapey. Time to have a look inside the tissue paper. Still got the tissue paper. Okay, finally. I don't know why I always try and do that so neatly. We have a sticker with art, looks like artwork from the print on it. And the menu, I put that to one side. We have a Faber-Castell dust-free eraser. A black liner in 0.4 by Molotow, or is it W? A Rembrandt pencil in HB? Yeah, HB. Vimto Tubar. And these tri-blend markers. Tri-blend, eh? Okay, so looking at these, you've got 3 different pens in one marker. It's a hefty size pen. Like, if I... a pen, yes, we got one in the box. So if I put a normal pen alongside it, you can see it's quite huge. But that's because it's actually 3 pens. So you've got a dark nib on one end. And then you have, in the middle, you have a sort of medium tint. And then on the other end, I'm guessing is the, light one. Yes, so it would seem. So that's interesting. And then the paper for this month is a pad, which is quite fun. So it's an A5 layout pad. And it says it's 20 sheets at 70 GSM. So I'm guessing it's some sort of marker paper. Oh, it's a collaboration with Scrawlrbox. That's cool. Some room for mistakes here. And the prompt for this month's box is... Imaginarium. There we go. It's quite a fun prompt with lots to think about. So yeah, let's make some art, guys. Okay, I had a quick think about this prompt and something came into my head quite randomly. I remembered a dream that I had once, that there was a giant whale in the sky. So I decided I'd draw that. It's not that original. I think if you do a quick Google, you'll probably find lots of whales in sky, but I don't know why I dreamt it, and I can't really remember much about it other than it was there, and it was weird that it was there. But yeah, I just decided I'd draw it and just put it in kind of a circular frame, just because I fancied framing it. So really not much to say about the pencil. It's a pencil. I tend to find that there's always a pencil in these boxes and they work well. It's a pencil, it's a nice pencil. I often use a HB anyway. So the liner was really juicy. The only way I can think to describe it. So when I was inking, I was like, oh, this is coming out quite fast. And that's a good thing, but it takes some controlling. And it's a strange size. I think it was a 0.4, which I think normally it's like 3s and 5s I've seen. I don't think I've ever seen a 4. But yeah, I mean, I can't say much about it. It was a nice liner. I did find myself wishing that I'd got a thicker one when I decided to do this frame, because I had to go back over it quite a few times. But that's no fault of the pen. That's my design choices, as usual. And yeah, I didn't notice until I was editing the video that the frame is slightly incomplete. So apologies if that triggers anybody. I will have to fix that at some point. But yeah, I forgot to do like the final symmetrical loop there up by the whale's fin. You might not have noticed it had I not have pointed it out, but there you go. Oh, and the dust-free eraser is, it is dust-free. It still leaves like little wormies, eraser wormies. I don't know what else to call them. But yeah, you don't have the loads of dust to clean up. You just got a couple of wormies to pick up, so that's not too bad. The dust doesn't bother me hugely. I tend to use cheap erasers, so. And then the pens themselves, the markers, I guess they're the big ticket item of the box. I don't know how I feel about them. They're useful, they go down quite nicely, but they felt not quite as juicy as I'd liked. This video has lots of juicy words in them, apparently. But I guess I've been used to like my Copics or my Pro markers, and they are typically quite juicy markers, whereas obviously it's 3 markers in one giant pen, but none of the little markers are as big as like your Copics or anything else like that would be. So it makes sense that there's not quite as much ink in them. I really like the idea that there is 3 tones in each marker. I think that that's quite nifty. I don't know how many of these there are, how many different colours there are. I'd have to look into that, but it's definitely interesting. And for like, it made this basically 3 marker challenge quite a lot easier to do. Because you'd got those tones already, you hadn't got to worry about kind of layering as much. I don't know how well they would layer, because I didn't do that. I layered them on top of the tones. I like to get this sea in the sunset and stuff like that. So, but yeah, they were nice markers to use, and they're not terribly streaky. To say that I didn't think they were overly juicy, but yeah, I do think the fact that you've got the two or 3 tones was quite good. Putting some detail on the whale. I didn't try to blend them too much, because especially with the blue, actually I felt the blue was more of a step up between the tones, because that's only like the first 2 tones, whereas the yellow and the pink were quite blendable. But I think that was a difference in the name. I think the yellow and pink were called I think it was Antique Pink Blend and Gold Blend, whereas the blue one was Turquoise Shade. So maybe that's something in that. And then I just decided to put a bunch of stingrays in the background, because I thought actually it could just look like this whale's jumping out of the ocean. And so to make it look like it's actually belonging in the sky, I decided to give it some stingray friends. Or manta ray friends. I think they're probably manta rays, actually, looking at. They're fantasy rays. Let's not get too hung up on this. But that's the only place I used the dark gold in the whole video. But it worked really well there, because they kind of just blend quite nicely into the background. This was quite a quick illustration. I think I spent, well, the video footage when it was raw was 52 minutes. And some of that was just me holding the pen trying to decide what colour to use. So I cut that bit out for you. So yeah, it didn't take very long, this one. And once I'd got round to writing the painful calligraphy at the bottom, I still need to learn how to do that properly. It was pretty much done. And here it is. This is what I've been able to make with these giant pens. Like, seriously, I can't tell you how big they are. Like, just compare them with a normal pen. I know it doesn't look that much bigger, but it feels it when they're in your hand. But yeah, here it is, a bit of a close-up on the pad. I kept it in the pad that claimed to be bleed proof. I did a bit of oversaturation, so it did get a little bit bled on. I don't know if my camera will focus on it. No, there's like the tiniest spot of blue where I had the ocean, so it did bleed a little bit, but mostly bleed proof. So if you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up and let me know in the comments down below, what would you have drawn for Imaginarium? And I'm happy to see the Scrawlrbox is back. And I'll love you forever if you hit that subscribe button and keep me company here. And until next time, folks, I'll see you later.